Hello, grade 9 students. This is part 2 of October 2021 monthly test paper. In the previous video, we discussed question 1 and then we discussed question 2 and now we are moving to question number 3, right? Here that some of the answers I can write here itself, so I will write and show you. And these things you have done in your lower grades too. So when you have 2 over 5 of means multiplication, instead of 5 meters, if need, you can write 500 centimeters. But here we will just write 5 as it is because we can cancel this 5 and 5 now. So then this 5 times 1, this 5 times 1, what will be the answer? 2 meters. Okay. And this one you have 3 over 8 of means multiplication 6.41. Okay. Here I don't think I can simplify the 6.41 with 8. So then what I do, it is, it is not 6.41, it is 6.4 liters, children. It is 6.4 liters. So then what I do, I convert this into milliliters. How? 6.4 multiplied by 1000. It gives me 6,400 milliliters, right? 6,400 milliliters. So then here, the next step I write 3 over 8 multiplied by 6,400 milliliters, 8 times 1, 8 times 800, and 3 times 800, it gives me 2,400 milliliters, and I can write it in liters, 2.4 liters, right? So then the next one we have 2 times 4, 5 times 9. We can straight away multiply because we can't simplify any of the digits. 2 times 4, 8, and 5 times 9, 45. 8 over 45. So then the next one, 3 times 2, 6. 6 plus 2, 8 over 3. Multiplied by 4 times 1, 4. 4 plus 3, 7 over 4, right? So then I'll see that whether I can simplify this. Yes, I can. How? 4 times 1 and 4 times 2. So then what I do, I multiply them together. 2 times 7, 14, and 3 times 1, 3. And you know how to convert this into a mixed number. 3 times 4, 12, and 2 over 3. 4, 2 over 3. So then we will move to the next one. Then here also you can first convert the mixed numbers into improper fraction. 3 times 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 over 3. Divided by 2 times 2, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 over 2. Right? So then here 4 over 3 multiplied by 2 over 5. Okay, so then we'll see whether we have anything to simplify. So then we don't have any other numbers to simplify here. So then 4 times 2, 8, and 3 times 5, 15. Right, 8 over 15. The next one you have 5 over 6 divided by 3 over 1. I write this whole number as a fraction because it's easier for me to do the next step. 5 over 6 multiplied by 1 over 3. Okay, so then the 5, 6 times 3, 18, 5 over 18. Right, so then the next one, you want to write 3% as a fraction, so that is 3 over 100. Okay, these are very simple questions, children, but still, if you are struggling with all these basic concepts, please go and watch that. This is from the first chapter, numbers, unit 1 numbers. Please go through my previous videos, and I have uploaded all these basic concepts for your reference. Watch them if you are still struggling or if you have not understood them in your lower grades, right? So then we will move to the next one. You want to express these as percentages. So if it is something like this, what you do, 3/5 multiplied by 100. So then here 5 times 1 and 5 times 20. So 3 times 20, it is 60%. And this one, when you have a decimal 0.78 multiplied by 100, so then the answer is 78%. So then here 0.125 multiplied by 100. So then it gives me 12.5%. Okay. And then the next one, if you have 7/20 multiplied by 100, 20 times 1, 20 times 5, 5 times 7, 35%. Now you can see in all the scenario, what I did, children, I just multiplied by 100. Maybe it is a fraction, maybe it is a decimal number, whatever it is, I just multiplied it by 100, right? So it is 12.5 and 35. Right, so then the next one, using the formula, calculate the compound interest rate that will be paid on 1,000 invested at 2% for 5 years. Now, children, here, first of all, you want to understand, so this is the initial amount, right? So when you are reading the question, you want to understand, so this is the initial amount, right? Initial amount. And you are supposed to calculate the compound interest, right? That you want to calculate the compound interest. So then it is not the final value. You want to calculate the compound interest. First, you find the value of the investment, right? First, you find value of the investment. After, here it is 5 years. So after 5 years time, right? After 5 years time, how we are going to do that? So then you have the invested value, that is P value, right? And then inside the bracket we have 1 plus, right, R to the power N. R here it is 2/100, no children. So then to the power N means 5. So then I simplify this 1,000 multiplied by 1.02, right? 2/100. First you get 2/100, right? So then the 2/100 means 0.02. For that you add 1.02, and then you get 1.04 to the power 5, right? If you have 1.02 and to the power 5, and that answer is 1.1040. 1.1 here that you, and you multiplied it by 1,000, it gives you the answer in dollars, 1,104.08. But what they ask, so have they asked value of the investment? No, they have asked us to find the compound interest rate. So then the compound interest rate will be what? Now here that we got the compound interest earned during the period. So then you get during the period, you get 1,104.08 0.08 and subtract 1000. So then the answer is 104.08. 104.08. Okay. And took the test in chemistry. She scored 20 marks out of 60. She has got 20 marks out of 60. And if you want to find the percentage of her mark, you want to multiply this by 100. So then here you can simplify, right? And that your answer will be, right? The answer will be, and took the test, she scored 20 marks out of 60. So then here it will be 100 over 3, right? So then we can just write the percentage mark. Then we know that this should be 33 1 over 3%, but we don't say the marks like this. So best way to write this 33.3 dot something. But again, that we are not work out her percentage mark. That when we are giving the marks for a paper, that we don't give you that 33.3 recurring percent. We don't just, either you can say 33 or 33.5. The closer value is 33%, right? So then we will move to the next one. The fifth question. The distance between London and Edinburgh is 660 kilometers. A train took 5 hours and 30 minutes to complete the journey. Calculate the average speed. So then how do you find the speed? What's the formula? You divide the distance by the time. Distance by the time. Okay. 660 kilometers, right? And then 5 hours and 30 minutes. Right? So then here we have kilometers, here we have hours and minutes. Therefore, first I want to convert this into hours. So then the 5 hours and 30 minutes. 30 minutes we know it is half an hour, right? Half an hour. Half an hour means 0.5 hours. Right? So then I can write this 660 kilometers divide by 5.5 hours. Right? So when you have a decimal in the numerator, denominator, what I do, I multiply by 10 to remove the decimal stage. Now it is 6,600 divided by 55. Right? So then here it is kilometers, here it is hours. So then your final answer will be 1,200, right? So then here 11 times 6 and 11 times 5, right? So then the answer is 6,600 you divide by 55, right? 6,600 you divide by 55, it gives me 5 times 1, 5 times 2. So then here we write 120 kilometers per hour, right? So then you have gone 660 kilometers and it took 5 hours and 30 minutes. So that means you can go 120 hours per hour. So then the 120 into 5, that it is 600. And then the half of that it is 60. So then it gives me 660. That is correct. The average speed of another train was 150 kilometers per hour. How long did this train take for this journey? So then how do you calculate this? You know the speed formula, distance divided by time. Now this time, you want to calculate the time. How long? That means time. How to find the time? Distance divided by speed, right? Distance divided by speed. Okay. So then simply that I can write in other way, distance divided by speed. Okay. So what's the distance? The average speed of another train 150 kilometers per hour. How long did this train take for this journey? So that means the same distance they are talking about, right? So then you can get the same distance, 660 kilometers, and divided by 150 kilometers per hour. So then I can convert division into kilometers, multiplication, and here that the hour will be up, and 150 kilometers. Kilometers, we can cancel. So then you have 660, you divide by 150, it gives me the answer. Here I will write that is 4.4 hours. But here we are supposed to write hours and minute. What does this mean? 4 hours plus 0.4 hours. 0.4 hours you convert into minutes. How? 0.4 you multiply by 60. So then 0.4 when you multiply by 60, it gives me 24 minutes. So then your final answer will be, therefore, final answer 4 hours and 24 minutes. 4 hours and 24 minutes. Okay, so then the next one, an empty tin has a mass of 330 grams when filled with powder. The total mass is 2.10. Find the mass in kilograms of the powder. Now that here, this is very easy, children. So then an empty tin has mass of 330. Read the question carefully. And when filled with powder, the total mass is 2.10. Okay. Find the mass in kilograms of powder. An empty tin has mass of 330. When filled with powder, the total, here that there is a mistake here, children, that I think you want to write that this is, there should be the comma here, not here. An empty tin has a mass of 330. That is one information. When filled with powder, the total mass is 2.10. So when you convert this into grams, that you can write 2.10 you multiply by 1000, right? So then it gives me 2100 grams. Find the mass in kilograms of the powder. So then from 2100, you want to deduct 330 because that is the tin weight, 2100, and you deduct 330, it gives me 1770 grams. But they ask what? In kilograms, that is 1.77 kilograms. An empty tin has mass of 330. When filled with powder, the total mass is 2.1. If you want to get the mass of the powder, you want to deduct 330, the empty tin weight, from the total one, right? So then the next one, express 2.45 hours in minutes, right? Express 2. Did I calculate this correctly, children? So 7, 10 minus 3, 7. 10 minus 3, 7. Yeah. It should be 1770. I want to double check it. 2100 minus 330. Yeah, correct. And the next one, express 2.45 hours in minutes. So then here, when you have something like this, we have 2 hours, right? So 2 hours and 0.45 hours. So then 2 hours, we know it is 2 multiplied by 60. It is 120 minutes, right? And this one also the same thing, 0.45 multiplied by 60. Any hour value, when you want to convert it into minutes, you multiply it by 60, right? So then it gives me 27 minutes. So when you add them together, 120 and 27, it gives me 147 minutes. The same thing, children, straight away what we can do as it is in hours, you just multiply 2.545 by 60, right? 2.45 by 60, it gives me total 147 minutes. Okay, 147 minutes. So then we can move to the last question. No, we have more, right? So then the next question we are moving, that when you have something like this, factorizing, that means you are taking the common things out. When you look at these two expressions, xy and 2y squared x, so then I have x and y out. And then here 1 minus 2y, because that you can take x and y out. So then it gives me only 2y. Then the next one, you have a, b, and here it is c plus 4a, right? C plus 4a, 4 times a squared b, correct. So always that once you are done with the factorizing, children, if you want to double check whether you have done this correctly, you can expand the bracket and see whether you get the same thing which you have in the question. Now for an example, xy times 1 xy, xy times 2y, 2y squared x. Now AB times C, ABC, AB times 4A, 4A squared B, right? So then we will move to the next one. Here you want to again factorize, that you take x squared out and 1 minus 3y, right? You take x squared out, so then you have 1 minus 3y. Here you can't add them, children. 10 mn and 5 mm cannot be simplified further. Can't be simplified further. Can't be simplified further, right? Then the next one, simplify further because they are not the like terms. If need, you can elaborate it more. So then the next one, you have p to the power of 2 plus 3. So then we can write p to the power of 3. The same way, you write q to the power of 3, subtract -4. Okay, so then we can write q 3 plus 4. And so then we have q to the power of 7. Right? 3 subtract -4, and that becomes +4, and it is 7. That is correct. Okay, children, so then that is the end of this video. And then again we have the part 2 questions. I'll bring them in a separate video. Okay, children, please be in touch. See you then. Bye.